How's it going, folks? I'm Mark from Like Minded Lunatics.
And I'm Ladi. What are we doing?
We are doing a Pride-themed Ladi's Rockucation.
Pride-themed Rockucation?
Pride-themed Rockucation. And I know what you're thinking. Is there a musician we can even cover in a Rockucation for Pride Month?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
I know. There's not that many within the rock and metal community, but there is one performer who, number one, literally started heavy metal. Like, he is the most music ethnologists would say this person started heavy metal.
Can I ask you a question? What makes heavy metal heavy metal?
I'm glad you asked that. So I was going to read this description to you. This is from music ethnologist Christy. I'll link to this in the bottom. It's from Rock Historian. But what he said was this. So Black Sabbath's audience, so Black Sabbath ended around like the mid-70s. Black Sabbath's audience was left to scavenge for sounds with similar impact to Black Sabbath. So they had stopped performing, and the sound that they had created had kind of stopped. By the mid-70s, heavy metal aesthetic could be spotted like a mythical beast in the moody bass and complex dual guitars of Thin Lizzy, in the stagecraft of Alice Cooper, in the sizzling guitar and showy vocals of Queen, and in the thundering medieval questions of Rainbow, who was fronted by Ronnie James Dio. Judas Priest arrived to unify and amplify these diverse highlights from hard rock's sonic palette, and for the first time, heavy metal became a true genre unto itself. So Rob Halford is the frontman of Judas Priest, openly gay man who came out in 1996. And a lot of these earlier Judas Priest albums are complicated because he was a closeted gay man in what is a predominantly straight, really aggressive genre of music. And so one of the things I thought we could do is we could listen to one of his most popular songs, Living After Midnight, kind of through the queer lens. So you've been in Queer Film Theory 101 here in Austin. Yeah. Tell people what y'all do at Queer Film Theory.
Queer Film Theory 101, we look at movies that we've seen over the span of our lives, and we look at gay themes in them because every movie has a little bit of gay somewhere, and that's what we do.
And so I want us to listen and watch this song through the queer lens.
Okay, and can I correct that a little bit?
Go ahead.
Because it's not that necessarily a movie has specifically something that's gay in it, but it is when you see something as a gay person, you find something in there that speaks to you.
You find meaning
for you.
So I want us to kind of look at this kind of through that lens.
That sounds good to me.
Because I think this song, and even kind of the aesthetic, because we're in 1980, even the aesthetic, I would say, seems like part of the gay community to me.
Really?
And I want you to tell me what you think.
Okay.
The themes and even the music video itself. So I'll bring up the thing here. We're going back to 1980 with Judas Priest's Living After Midnight. All right, what are you thinking so far?
Okay, so far I like it. And I'm going to say this. For heavy metal, it didn't feel heavy at the beginning. It felt...
This is the beginning of it. This is what people would say is really the start of heavy metal.
Because this sounds... I've said... and I never mean to disparage heavy metal. I don't. It's just... It's not my musical... But this sounds like something I would have listened to had I known it was there. For some reason, I never heard this.
You're listening to different stations.
Yeah, that's true.
But one of the things that has always struck me about this is, like, number one, the aesthetic, all the leather and stuff. You watch movies like Cruising and stuff.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That is because there was a time when they had the Clone Wars, because the gay people all decided that being hyper macho was the way to combat people thinking that you were
Right.
overly femme as a gay person.
Right, wearing leather and studs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then even the lyrics, so living after midnight, life doesn't happen until the sun goes down. Rock until the dawn, love until the morning, and then I'm gone. And I think that, especially for a closeted man, I would think that kind of, I can only live after the sun goes down.
Yeah, when no one's going to see me.
At the parties, and
Yeah.
that's it.
I took the city by the 1 a.m. Loaded, loaded. I'm gonna get up to score again. Loaded, loaded. I come alive in a neon light. That's when I make my moves right. It's after midnight. Rocking to the dawn. Loving till the morning, then I'm gone, Got gleaming chrome.
Now, but in the 80s, wasn't this also punk?
Yeah, well,
Because I remember all that leather-studded stuff.
there was kind of a crossover a little
Okay.
bit. And you listen to, Rob Halford was on Mark Maron's WTF, and Maron even asks him, didn't people know running around wearing leather, talking about being after midnight? And Rob he didn't get mad, but he did kind of get taken aback a little bit, and he says, look, like people say that now, I was wearing the biker stuff and like the leather daddy outfits and stuff like that.
Everyone was.
But my friends in Motley Crue were dressing like women, and they were banging lots of girls. They were not gay at all, and no one asked them. And so he did get taken aback a little bit because
Well, rightfully so.
in the heavy metal community at that time, there were people dressing. I mean, with the New York Dolls were essentially wearing drag at the time.
Yes.
So his point was, look, I was just wearing what was part of the heavy metal community. It also happened to be part of the gay community I was part of.
It was also it also was punk. Was punk gay?
No, but I think so. When you read like the history of punk, they've always been super progressive as far as now. I think there was a smaller contingent, just like
The
everywhere
skinheads,
else.
yeah.
But for the most part, punk has been super supportive of different communities.
Now, where was New Wave in that?
That took completely different crowd,
Completely different crowd.
completely like Flock of Seagulls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Okay.
No crossover whatsoever.
With heavy metal, because I kind of think that the B-52s were considered punk for a while.
Kind of, but yeah, more poppy.
Poppy punk.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
poppy
give you that.
punk.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Reflect and feel. Loaded, loaded. Ready to take on every deal. Loaded, loaded. My pulse is racing, hot to take. This motor's round up fit to break. After midnight.
Isn't that fun though? It's just a
Yes,
fun
it is.
verse.
It's a nice song.
And it just seems like a complete party.
Now, but I want to say this. This doesn't have. This feels like more melodic than some of the other music you've it showed to me that was also considered metal.
Heavy metal changes pretty dramatically, like mid 80s. Changes quite a bit.
Okay.
But
This is still just like Barry White did his things with Love Unlimited Orchestra, and then
Yeah.
disco became what it became. This is kind of him pioneering this, and then it was taken and broadened and
built upon and
Built
stuff.
upon, okay,
but
got it.
we did listen to, and folks can go and check that out over here. We did listen to Dio's Last in Line.
Is it over there? Is it over here?
I think it's going to be over here. It'll be over in the corner somewhere.
Okay.
But we took a look last year at Dio's Last in Line. I don't know if you remember
I
that.
do remember that one.
And Dio and Halford were really close friends. And in fact, Rob says he considers Dio one of the best singers of the genre. He was one of his closest friends. And I think they sang very close to each other. Really melodic. They're not frying their voices out at all. Like you don't hear them.
Screaming.
You don't
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
any of like that. It's all melody. It's all harmony. It's just the aesthetic and kind of the not necessarily aggression, because I don't really get aggression from this.
No, I don't either.
It's just it's really a lot of guitar focused, really heavy drums, and about like I'm gonna do my own thing.
Well, I like this.
And that was kind of the aesthetic back then.
I'm surprised I never. Well, I'm not surprised, but I now that I'm hearing it, I would have liked it had I heard it then.
Well, at least you're hearing it now.
I'm hearing it now.
Rocking to the dawn. Loving till
I'll go ahead and invite you to this. The man who was just playing guitar, we're seeing him at Paramount in like 3 or 4 months.
Really?
Yeah, if you'd like to go, I could get you tickets. Yeah,
Who is he?
KK Downing, I think, is the name of his guitarist.
Is he doing something else?
Well, he's doing kind of like a cover of Priest stuff, like old stuff.
Really?
So it's going to be a lot of this type of like that type of guitar.
Okay.
It's so great.
At the Paramount. Well, that's nice.
But again, like these lyrics, like viewed through like the queer film theory vision.
Oh, this is a gay song.
That's what I'm asking him.
Because it absolutely, I mean, everything he says is, he took the city, but he takes the city at night when no one can see him, because in the morning you're going to go back to work and you have to be a straight person. And all of this is sad, because it's about someone who had to live when no one was around to watch him, because he had to become a norm during the day.
Yeah.
That's what the song is about. But he's really having fun at those nights.
Have fun. Loaded. Loaded.
Those nights are really busy.
I'm aiming for you. Interestingly, in an interview, Rob says that the only time he met Freddie Mercury was in a gay club in England. And he said that Freddie was there kind of on the down low, you know, because that was when Freddie was still in the closet. And Rob was still in the closet with his audience, but apparently not with his bandmates or his family. Like, they knew.
Oh, that's nice.
But he didn't want to come out because he was afraid of what the fans would say. And he said that he was in this club and he looks over and he sees Freddie Mercury. And he's like, I was floored. It was one of my heroes. He's in the gay club. And he said, you know, I knew. And I tried to go over and talk to him. And he said, but it was so loud. He said, you know, those places, the music was just blaring. And he said, I had like 3 or 4 words with him, and then that was it. And he said, that's the only occasion I ever had to meet Freddie, was in a gay club in the middle of the night when they weren't supposed to be there.
I will tell you this. This is 30-some years ago. I was at a gay club in Houston called JR's.
Okay.
And I'm there, and I think I'm with Jeff. I'm not sure, but I look up, and I see my cousin on the other side of the bar. And I look up and I see him, and he sees me. Now, I am out, and it's obvious to me at this point that my cousin is not, because I turn to tell Jeff, that's my cousin over there. And when I look back, he is gone. He was completely gone. And I look, and he was just out of there. So, and
Jeff was living after midnight.
yeah. We weren't close cousins. We weren't friendly. But I saw him years later at a wedding, at my sister's wedding, and I was there with Chris at the time, and he was there. He was not there, but his boyfriend was there.
Was his roommate there?
No,
that was always the
this
thing.
This time it was legitimately his boyfriend.
Okay, well, good
So
for
it was
him.
but this was about 15 years later.
Oh,
It takes a while for some people.
that's true.
Yes, electric sparking power. Loaded, loaded. I'm getting hotter by the hour. Loaded, loaded. I set my sights and then home in. The joint starts flying when I begin. After midnight, rocking to the dawn. Loving till the morning, but I'm gone, I'm gone. Living after midnight, rocking to the dawn. Loving till the morning, but I'm gone, I'm gone.
After midnight.
That's when everything happens. Oh, that's a nice song. I wish I had heard it then.
There
But,
were Chris and slammed the doors. But you enjoyed this one?
I did enjoy it. You did a good job. You did a good job, Mark. You always do a good job exposing me to things I've never seen. This is another thing but I'm surprised by how melodic it feels to me. But you say that changes later.
A little bit, yeah. And in fact, Judas Priest stuff even gets a little bit harder. But it still has that groove to it.
Oh,
That same groove. And so that sometimes the guitar gets harder. Sometimes Rob fries out. But he always...
the guitar is very... But I got to tell you that those drums are so danceable.
They are. It does feel dancey to me.
Yes, it's a dancey song.
It is. It is. Well, folks, let us know in the comments what you think. I'm glad you enjoyed this one.
I did enjoy it. I like most of what you showed me, Tim.
Good. Well, make sure you check out our other Pride content. We're doing it all June long.
Yay!
All right. Take care of yourselves, folks.
Adios.
Living
After midnight, rocking till the dawn, loving till the morning, then I'm gone, I'm gone. Sleeping after 9 o'clock with my white noise machine, chugging Pepto-Bismol and snoring by 9:15.